Let's talk about a character who's a double-edged sword, a man who is friends with the enemy and an enemy of the friend. Let's talk about the Sympathizer. In American history, Vietnam War is probably the most darkest chapter, a 20-year war in which Vietnam became the arena of death and destruction. The jungle became a battlefield and their soils got nurtured with the bloods of dead soldiers. Hollywood has always portrayed America's own painful side during the Vietnam War with films like Platoon, Born on the 4th of July, and Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket. But now HBO's new show, The Sympathizer, bravely aims to portray the dark chapter of the Vietnam War through the experiences of Vietnamese. The brilliant mind behind this story is author Viet Thanh Nguyen, whose 2015 Pulitzer Prize winning novel of the same name is adapted into an 8-episode miniseries. Author Viet was 4 years old during the fall of Saigon in 1975 when he and his family fled Vietnam and came to United States as refugees. In interviews, he has spoken about how during his younger days, he felt like an American spying on his Vietnamese parents in his house, and outside home, he felt like a Vietnamese spying on American people. The main protagonist functioned with the same sense of duality. Set during the end of Vietnam War, nearing the fall of Saigon, the unnamed protagonist of the story, working as a police captain in the secret police headquarters, works with the CIA stationed in South Vietnam in their fight against North Vietnamese communists. But little do they know, the police captain is a charming snake who embodies a fractured loyalty. He uses his charm on CIA only to harm them, to bite them on their backs. A proud communist spying on them for the North Vietnamese. But when Saigon is about to fall and he is forced to leave Vietnam for the United States, will he be able to work and remain loyal to his own country in a foreign land? For that, we have to watch an episode every week. The first episode is titled Death Wish, named after the famous Charles Bronson movie. The first episode is a sensational beginning to the story, and it packs a roller coaster narrative ride as the story jumps between past and present multiple times in the episode. We find our main character locked in a North Vietnamese re-education camp. He is forced by the soldiers to confess his story. 4 months before the fall of Saigon, our main character meets his CIA counterpart, Claude, played by Robert Downey Jr., bringing hair back on his head after being bald in Oppenheimer, who invites him at a cinema hall to watch Charles Bronson's Death Wish. They go inside, but our secret communist sees a woman tied to a chair suspected of having a secret evidence. The woman looks at the main character with burning hatred. They know each other, but both will not confess. The story literally rewinds to show the audience how the main character stealthily acquired the evidence and secretly passed it to the woman, who is now being interrogated for that same evidence. We also get to meet other characters in the story and how the story uses these characters to portray different ideological attitudes that were shaped by their experiences of the war. We also meet the character of General, who works with the CIA with complete distrust, knowing they are being played like a puppet by the Americans. Even though the general speaks good English, he likes to speak through a translator when there's some serious business with the CIA. In this case, asking CIA's Claude for arranging 2 planes to escape to America for his and his wife's family as the fall of Saigon seems inevitable. The main character is also chosen to be on that same plane for America. The main character, communist spy, feels averse about leaving Vietnam for America, but he has no choice. But when all of them reach the airport, it's a haunting sight. I will not spoil it, but that last sequence is both sad and thrilling. The Sympathizer packs a great visual panache. The production design sports an extensively researched, meticulously crafted look, which really transports us to the haunting reality of 70s Vietnam. The main cast really brings the story alive. Hao Xuande plays the duality of the main character with finesse. His expressions charms the enemy and refuses to reveal his real secret. Though there's not a lot of Robert Downey Jr.'s character in this episode, his acting still packs a punch. Robert Downey Jr. is going to play 4 different characters in this miniseries, and yeah, I'm excited for it. Directed and co-written by one of my favorite directors, Park Chan-wook, The Sympathizer has begun with a captivating start, setting a stage for a really fun journey of loyalty and deceit, of living in another country and spying on it. How will this communist survive and spy for North Vietnam while living in America? I am eagerly excited to find out.